right, so here's the things that I do want to get planted today. I know for a fact I want to get these Astilbe on the ground because I think that they're a little bit stressed out. See, like right down here, you see that bright red foliage, and then this is starting to really shrivel up. So I'm gonna get these out of their containers today. So let's go get these set up. That'll be my first thing that I start on today. All right, guys, here is the plants. Here are how I think that I'm going to keep them. I may bump that one because that one's probably going to get, actually it's not going to get any sun, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Sorry, you guys, for the background noise in advance. You guys already probably know. I tell you all the time, I live on a busy street. Yeah, we have 3 Hudson Bay hostas, and then behind it we have 3 Dark Side of the Moon Astilbe. And I know you're probably thinking they're blending in a lot. Yes, they are. However, my thought process on this is there's going to be another shrub planted on the opposite side of this fence, which will kind of offset this, and it'll kind of lend itself to a backdrop and help those stand out a little bit more. Also, the Bathsheba rose that we planted, and I will show you where that is in position to this, is right here. I'm going to attempt to train it along this fence line, so it'll be a nice green backdrop for these plants as well, and that will help them stand out. Not to mention the really pretty creamy orange that they are. It's really soft, really delicate, and that will be so beautiful up against the contrast. It'll just contrast really well with the Dark Side of the Moon Astilbe. And then these just pop. They're, like I told y'all, becoming one of my new favorites in hostas. They're not a new plant, but it's a new favorite to me because I planted them kind of last year. Right now they have that really creamy center, and then that dark teal or that dark blue around the edging. When they get a little bit more mature though, they really kind of don't look like that. The centers start to turn a little bit more of a green color than the creamy white that they are on most of mine that I have. I can show you some mature ones on the other side of the house real quick. Let me give you the stats. I'm gonna have to snatch one of these plants and give you the stats of each one. All right, you guys, for all the tag lovers, here is the plant. Proven winners, Shadowland Hudson Bay. They're like part shade to shade. Mine get full shade conditions right underneath the porch here. And here are the stats on these. So they get about a medium height, 24 to 26 inches. That's when they are flowering, so that does include the bloom stalks. They're more of a squatty type of a hosta, and I think that's why I like them so much. They're kind of squatty, and they spread out just a little bit, about 24 inches across, so about 2 feet. They're not a super big hosta, and I love how broad their leaf foliage is, and it's really thick compared to some other hostas too, and I think that's why I like it so much. They do bloom in the early summer months, and like I said earlier, they do require part shade to shade conditions, and they are hardy zones 3 through 9. So hostas are super easy plants to me, in my honest opinion. I absolutely love them. I have a ton of them. They don't require a lot of you. I do water mine a lot because I do want them to reach their max potential size. And with a lot of these larger growing varieties, you do want to make sure that you give them ample water for them to reach that size if you want them to reach their full growing capacity. I definitely want all of my hostas to reach the sizes that they are. Main reason being is I think they're more beautiful when they are that size, and it's more like a ground cover for me. I don't have to spend, me and my husband, we won't have to spend as much money on mulch, and it's less maintenance that I have to do as far as keeping the weeds at bay and having to come out here and mulch. So it's kind of a win-win. They're a beautiful ground cover, and I don't think a lot of people think of them as a ground cover, but if you think about how far they spread, they most definitely are considered a ground cover. So let me grab up one of these Dark Side of the Moon Astilbes and give you the stats on that. And here it is, Dark Side of the Moon Astilbe. This is another Proven Winners variety, and it does it says full sun to full shade. I'm not risking putting this bad boy in full sun. It may get a little bit of sun over here, but I'm not doing it. Let me pause for the cause and we'll see the back side of this. I would say if you're going to put it in full sun, if you live in some of the lower growing hardiness zones, like it's hardy zones 4 through 9. So I'm going to say if you live in like a zone 4 or 5, maybe even a 6. I don't even know if a 6, if I would push it that far. Maybe a 4 and a 5, you can do this in full sun, most definitely. 6, 7, 8, 9, I would say maybe a zone 6 part sun conditions or part shade. Definitely 7, 8, and 9. There's no way. I mean, I was a zone 7B. I'm now zone 8A. There's no way I would put this in full sun. I remember when I just sat it over here out in the sun a little bit, and it was starting to look kind of weak and limp. So no. Anyway, these are a medium growing perennial as well, about 20 to 22 inches in height and 24 to 28 inches spacing. And like I said, they are hardy zones 4 through 9. So just a really beautiful perennial. They have the most gorgeous bloom stalks too, if you have ever seen one. They are more like a creamy color, creamy white color. You can see because these, you guys, they've grown in their nursery cans since I brought them home a few weeks ago. So I wouldn't say they were a slow grower at all. This is all new growth. They're gorgeous. Anything that kind of reminds me of a fern in its growth, I dig it because I love ferns. And I dig astilbes. I really, truly do. This combination together, I think, is a winning combination. And the way that I just sat that astilbe is exactly how I want to plant it. I have to be mindful, though. You can see the concrete. This is the column that's holding our porch up. So I have to be mindful if I bump this over a little bit more, because I was thinking of bumping it over maybe to about right there. There may be concrete over here, and I just have to be kind of cautious of that. Also, you can see there's a pipe right here for plumbing purposes. I have to be mindful of that as well to make sure I don't really dig into something I don't need to. And right where this astilbe is running, I do know for a fact there is a tubing that comes out, and unfortunately it has to stay because it drains the water from up the hill down the hill. All right, let's get set up and get these things planted. Digging some of these holes was a challenge because there is so much pine straw still under here. Right here, I want to come and clean that away from the house as well, because you don't want all that laid up against your house. I could have sworn we got rid of all this pine straw right here in this area, but apparently, you know what, I didn't lay the mulch over here, my husband did, so he probably just laid the mulch on top of the pine straw. Whatever, it is what it is. Eventually it will break down, but it was super thick to get through. And there it is, all nice and snugged in. It is raining, but it's not raining hard enough for this to get any kind of rain. And honestly, we have a wraparound porch up above us, and up above it, part of the way it's covered. So even if it was pouring down rain, certain parts underneath this porch is not going to get any kind of water. And considering that I'm looking at the bottom of where our fireplace is, it leads me to believe that this part is part under the covered portion. So I will go ahead and water this in today. Some of the root balls were moist. Some of the hosta root balls were a little bit dry. So I will go through, and I think the only reason they were dry is because I wasn't watering them, because I was thinking that when it rained, they were getting rain underneath here. But in actuality, it just happened to dawn on me as I was planting them that they weren't getting enough moisture. So I will make sure that I give these some water really quick. All right, you guys, so the other areas that I want to plant things in are kind of exposed. And with it raining off and on like it is, I don't think I will get to those areas in this video, but hold tight. I am out for the summer, so I'm trying to upload a little bit more frequently throughout my summer months while I'm on break. But that probably is going to wrap up today's video. However, if you see me in the same clothes and it's a different video, it's because I came back outside. So so keep that in mind. I'm not wearing the same thing every day. It's probably because there was a break in the weather and I was able to come back outside. Isn't that so pretty though, you guys? It's just going to feel in so nice. It will camouflage that thing right there that I hate sticking up. And I had to move a couple of the plants because I don't know if they were large rocks. I told you guys, I swear these subdivision was built on a rock quarry. There's so many rocks and gravelly patches in this ground. It's ridiculous. Let me show you the blooms that's just right around the corner over here through the fence line. Look at that. Aren't they beautiful? Ruby spider, get you one. And the blooms are massive. Massive. Like I said, to the new subscribers and to the old subscribers, I see you all, and thank you so much for stopping by, helping me grow my channel and coming out here and gardening with me. Pretty soon, I predict in the near future, when the heat kicks in here in the south, I will be indoors. I will probably have a mixture video of outdoor planting or outdoor gardening maintenance and indoor decor, because that's typically my jam. When it gets too hot or it gets too cold to be outside, I'm typically inside picking up on projects that need to be done in there. But yeah, we'll leave you with a beautiful clip of this. Thank y'all so much, like I said again, and I hope to catch you all in the next video. I hope you have a blessed day. Bye guys.